Professor Mpofu has contributed to 2 other Oxford University Press South Africa psychology texts. 3 years ago, I shared with him the plan to expand the OUP-SA psychology offering. The vision was to contribute to the discipline of psychology and psychology education by publishing decolonial and African-centered texts. So I was delighted when Prof. Mpofu told me that he had a partially developed manuscript on counselling for African contexts. And so began an arduous but worthwhile journey. The first step was further to develop the proposal. What theoretical framework would underpin counselling for African contexts? The original proposal had the subtitle A Critical Structural Theory Approach, with the intention of recognizing the role of structural systems in creating people's lived realities and empowering them to navigate these systems to transform their life situations. The proposal was blind reviewed by 3 proposal reviewers, all of whom were supportive of the proposal. The reviews elicited further cogitation, which led to some refinements to the conceptual vision, as well as a decision to change the subtitle to Transformative Approaches. The manuscript also went through a process of blind peer review, resulting in further reiterations and revisions. Eventually, after the production processes of copy editing, design, and typesetting, we reached the point where we could invite esteemed academics to write the foreword and to write back cover endorsements. The end result is a unique, groundbreaking book. The book offers relevance by taking African contexts as its point of departure. For instance, each chapter includes a section which interrogates the prospects and limitations of the relevant theory in the African context. It is also reflexive and culturally sensitive, emphasizing that psychologists and other healthcare professionals need to be equipped to work in a wide range of multicultural settings and be knowledgeable in cultural diversity, while avoiding stereotyping clients on the basis of their personal socio-demographics. Original content is evident in all the figures and conceptual models the author developed, and the structure of the book is highly coherent. The model of change counselling types is introduced in Chapter 1 and then coherently explored through the structure of the book. The book is divided into 3 parts, which speak to counselling effect levels. Part 1, Foundations of Transformative Change Counselling, discusses the nature of transformative counselling, diversity and culture, counsellor qualities, and ethics. Part 2, Personal and Ameliorative Change Counselling, discusses the different theories and frameworks of counselling: psychodynamic, social interest, behavioural, cognitive behavioural, humanistic, indigenous, and discursive. Part 3, Life Situation Change Counselling, discusses different practice settings, including family, community, and employment and vocational counselling. Relevant chapters are grouped according to these 3 parts. Part 4, the epilogue, ties everything together, concluding with the future of transformative change counselling, including compelling statements for advocacy. A strong feature of the book is the practical application demonstrated through the case studies and counselling transcripts. 3 case studies are introduced in Chapter 1. The cases are followed by sample transformative change counselling plans that illustrate how to put transformative change counselling into practice. These 3 cases are then referred to in subsequent chapters so that users are able to consider how to apply different theoretical frameworks to the same case and draw their own conclusion about context-specific best practice. Chapter 3, Counsellor Qualities and Counselling Skills, maps counsellor orientation qualities to the case studies. Chapter 4, Ethics in Counselling Practices, summarizes the key ethics considerations in cultural safety and cultural security that apply to the case studies. The sections on case conceptualization in the theoretical framework chapters apply the change constructs to the same 3 teaching case examples. For instance, the case conceptualization in Chapter 5, Psychoanalysis, applies drive structure theory and relational structure theory to the 3 cases. In Chapter 10, Indigenous Therapy, the case conceptualization illustrates the relationship dimensions related to each of the 3 clients and indicates the prospective recovery ceremonies which may be applicable according to Indigenous therapy. In addition, each chapter has a counselling session transcript which demonstrates how a particular counselling theory may be mobilized in practice. For example, Chapter 5, Psychoanalysis, illustrates a counselling session where family projective identification is explored. Each case study or transcript has accompanying experiential exercises involving application and personal reflection. The counselling transcript in the Employment and Vocational Counselling chapter engages the reader in a situation of potential discomfort for the counsellor and client. This is followed by an activity to role-play the successful resolution of the situation. By now, I'm sure you want to know how to obtain a copy of the book. The book may be ordered via your campus bookstore. That may be the easiest route. The price is $5.99. It may also be ordered directly from the Oxford University Press South Africa website. I've included the link to the web page of the book, as well as the email address and phone number of customer services. It will soon be available on Takealot and Amazon. The EPUB version will be available in June via e-retailers such as Snaplify. If you lecture a counselling module at undergraduate or at postgraduate level and may be interested in prescribing the book for your course, you may request a desk copy from the OUP sales consultants. Thank you for listening. I am available to answer any questions on the publication.